as I mentioned, Monica is here. She's a vision in white and full of energy after working last night, so we appreciate you. But I'm starting with you, Stephen A.
Yeah.
You were also there last night.
Yeah. What's up?
I was just making the point that you were there. They lost. I was just giving it a moment. What's your concern level for the Knicks?
I'm very concerned. I still think they could win this series. Make no mistake, they could lose this series. Detroit's good. And let me tell you something right now. I'm scared. First of all, Tibbs, the mistake, coaching late in the last 2 minutes. You got to get Jalen Brunson back in that game. There's no question he's the clutch player of the year. You got to use a timeout if you have to. I understand it was a mistake. I get it. Just own it and move on instead of saying coach's decision. It was a bad mistake on his part, but he's still an exceptional coach, and I'm not here to dog him for that. I'm more disappointed with Karl Anthony Towns. I really, really am. Jalen Brunson is clearly hobbled. He is not healthy. He is undersized. They're putting Sir Thompson on him. They're putting Cade on him. They're putting B. I mean, they got everybody. And everybody on him is bigger and longer than him, okay? And he's got to fight enough. You're Karl Anthony Towns. You're the best shooting big man in basketball. Shoot the damn ball. Stop playing with your back to the basket. You ain't got that kind of game. Your lower extremities are not strong enough. You got bad feet. Everybody knows it. And so because of that, they want you to play with your back to the basket. You're playing right in their hands. When you scored, when you dropped 60 points over the previous 2 games, it's because you was firing away. You was pulling up from the logo. Do it again. So for me, but here's my biggest concern. I look at Detroit. They come into the Garden. They're not scared. They're on the brink of elimination. They outplayed the Knicks. They out-physicaled the Knicks. They have more depth than the Knicks. And this is with Stewart out, and this is with Jaden Ivey out, who they drafted a couple years ago. That brother can play. And let me tell you something right now. Detroit is going to be here for years to come. I'm looking at the Knicks right now. They got to win this series. I think it's going to go 7. I think they lose Game 6.
I came into this one as calling for a 6-game series because I had a ton of respect for Detroit. And if you watch the regular season matchup with Detroit, 3-1 during the course of the regular season, they played well against the Knicks and they played well in the Garden. So I'm not surprised. I think when I look at last night, and I said it as the game got underway, I felt like the Knicks looked a beat slower. They managed to find their way back in the fourth quarter. Obviously, it was huge not having Brunson and Hart on the floor at that moment. When it comes to the timeout, having to use the timeout to get them off the floor because of those injuries was as impactful as the last timeout that was or was not called. But I'm with you in that I thought this had to be a cat game to get out with a victory. And in that stretch, while you didn't have Brunson and Hart on the floor, they got great looks. Mikal Bridges got a great corner 3 look. Karl Anthony Towns had Tobias Harris defending him in the paint. Those were the types of shots that you got in games 3 and 4, and it was a relentless mindset to get into the paint and force the the Pistons to defend at a high level. Last night, though, to me, you got to give Cade Cunningham 13 points in the fourth quarter credit. Asar Thompson, who practically has been a non-factor because of foul trouble so far, 22 points unlocked in that one, and Jalen Durant with those 14 rebounds that were huge. Down the stretch, the Pistons out-clutched the Knicks in this one. And so I still am calling for it to get done in 6, but you're right, I say this is a tough matchup for them, and I don't like the schedule if they don't finish it in 6.
We'll get to that in a sec. Monica, good point. 59 points combined for Brunson and Towns in the last game, 33 last night.
Yeah.
All right, that's a major problem. I don't want Bridges taking all these shots either. That's me. I'm not going to kill Thibodeau on this. He was 2:57 to go in a game. He can't foul there because you're giving him 2 free throws to stop the clock. That's number 1. 4 straight possessions, not a whistle, number 2. And 3, he's got no more timeouts, and he might need that to advance the ball to half court if we get down to the last 10, 12 seconds.
And literally, when Jalen Brunson does get back on the floor, it nearly forces a turnover right in front of the Knicks bench, and you see why you were trying to hold on to that timeout.
He seemed to tweak that ankle. He needed a little extra time to get his breath in that situation. I looked over and says, geez, look at him, he's bent down. Hart was ready to come back in the game quicker than Brunson was. Here's Brunson again, tweaking his ankle. Here's the thing about the Knicks. I thought they'd win the game last night because I thought they would have learned a little something from last year when they lost Game 5 to Philly at home up 3-1. I thought, you know what? That would be my message if I was the head coach. Guys, let's not take this. We could have lost easily one of those 2. Let's put this team away. Let's not worry about playing the Celtics on Saturday night, which is a possibility, which means they would play Thursday and Saturday with road. That's tricky because, remember, they got to have a Saturday night game. And if the Clippers lose tomorrow night, they got no Saturday. I don't know what game they're going to give you. The Knicks Celtics game 1 Saturday night, 8:30.
I think Clippers Denver going to 7.
Well, listen,
I think you're probably right too, but that's a problem.
I think Clippers Denver's going 7. I think this Knicks series is going 7. I mean, unless Detroit wets the bed, I think it's going to be electric in the Motor City. No doubt about it. I think they'll be hyped, ready to go, pushing the Knicks to the brink of elimination. They like their chances on the road as well. I think they show up for this. Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, I've already said what I had to say about him. I believe in the brother. I like him. I love the fact that he's a New York Knick. And I loved up until last night to see the grit and the grind that the Knicks were showing throughout this series, which is what I was waiting to see all regular season. Mm-hmm. Mikal Bridges, somebody needs to say this to him, so I hope he's watching, so I'm going to say it. Mikal Bridges is an Iron Man, doesn't miss games, always wants to play, good for 35 to 40 minutes a night. I get all of that. My brother, 5 picks were given up for you. 5 first-round picks, 4 unprotected. What you are doing is not good enough. You need more because it inhibits, because of the assets that you gave up, it inhibits your ability to really, really make this Knicks team better. You have got to answer the call. You've got to be better. You've got to be better. He's not bad.
Right.
He's not a scrub. Right. I'm not implying that. I like Mikal Bridges. But you gave up a lot for him.
That's Leon Rose's fault, though.
I understand that, but it's the Nets, because the Nets usually don't do business with the Knicks. It's an unwritten rule. You're not going to do business with the Knicks at all.
Shocking.
So in order to make that happen, they had to give up the farm to get one of Jalen Brunson's boys, and I got that point. DiVincenzo's going to be back next year. They're going to try to get him back.
And loves him.
And loves him. But I'm telling you, they're going to try to get him back, though. But I'm telling you, Mikal Bridges, you got to.
We got to leave it there. The Knicks have 5 consecutive losses in series-clinching opportunities at home at the Garden. Coming up, do LeBron and Luka have enough in the tank to overcome a 3-1 deficit against the Timberwolves? Someone here definitely isn't ruling it out. Last night's Bucks-Pacers game featured a collapse in controversy. We react to all of it after the...
Chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục đi tô màu để gửi tặng đến các bạn những phút giây thư giãn. Chào mừng các bạn. Rất hân hạnh các bạn đã đến với video của mình. Và để làm được video tô màu của mình thì mình sẽ chuẩn bị những dụng cụ như sau. Đây là bút sáp màu và đây là điện thoại để mình quay lại quá trình mình tô màu. Đây là những sản phẩm được in sẵn. Đấy. Đây là những con vật này. Đấy. Đây là những con vật. Đây là những đồ vật. Đấy. Vân vân. Bây giờ mời các bạn cùng theo dõi quá trình mình tô màu. Các bạn xem video của mình thấy hay thì hãy ấn like và đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình nhé. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.